This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Wednesday, December 10th. Sunshine in abundance today, but it will be a little windy. The high will be 65, clear skies tonight with a low of 44. These pleasant temps will stick around until at least Saturday, if not a little bit longer. So, enjoy. Here are today's headlines. The Arlington City Council voted 5-4 Tuesday night to suspend protections for its LGBTQ residents that are enshrined in the city's anti-discrimination ordinance. The council meeting started at 6:30 p.m., with a vote on the measure occurring about 8:30 p.m. The vote capped hours of emotional testimony in a packed council chamber that was standing room only, forcing other attendees to an overflow area that also had no available seats. Over 60 speakers, including supporters and opponents, addressed the council. The speakers were each limited to 1 minute, though there was some pushback as some speakers tried to exceed the 1-minute limit. The audience was told that 78 non-speakers had expressed support for reinstatement, while 6 opposed it. The speakers in support of reinstatement emphasized that Arlington residents are stronger together, and the city will only be a community if everyone is accepted. The opposition speakers suggested changing the verbiage of the ordinance or removing the ordinance altogether in order to comply with federal and state laws. The vote comes after months of debate, 2 vote delays, and pleas from the region's LGBTQ community and civil rights advocates to preserve the protections. Arlington is one of the first U.S. cities to repeal its protections for LGBTQ residents. In other news, as Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton gears up for his race to unseat U.S. Senator John Cornyn next year, his move leaves a large field of candidates vying for the position of the state's top attorney. 4 Republicans and 3 Democrats will face off in the March 3rd primary to whittle down the field to 1 nominee for the November contest, in which the Republican is statistically favored to win based on more than 2 decades of Republican sweeps across every statewide office. Early voting for the primary opens on Tuesday, February 17th. Paxton's 3 terms as Attorney General were defined by his more than 100 lawsuits against President Joe Biden's policies on immigration, LGBTQ rights, and other issues, as well as his own legal troubles, starting with a felony indictment and ending with a Texas House impeachment in 2023. Republican candidates for his office skirt the corruption accusations, seeking to win over Paxton supporters, not enemies, and emphasize public safety, although the AG's office does not do criminal prosecutions. Next up, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick wants to lower the age requirement for senior property tax exemptions from 65 to 55, a tax plan that could shave hundreds off of tax bills for more than 1 million homeowners. Patrick is calling his plan Operation Double Nickel. It is a contrasting tax policy to Governor Greg Abbott's plan to eliminate all school district property taxes, a talking point the governor has made in his latest central policy goal. An Abbott spokesperson said in a statement that Abbott will fight for his tax plan in 2026. Legislation passed this year upped the school district homestead exemption to $140,000 for homeowners under 65 years old and $200,000 for homeowners 65 and older. Patrick proposed raising both of those by an additional $40,000 in 2027's legislative session. Patrick said he also wants to freeze the taxable value of homes for all homeowners 55 and over. Speaking at the Capitol on Tuesday, Patrick said eliminating school district property taxes would increase the sales tax to as high as 15 cents, nearly double the current sales tax rate. Eliminating all property taxes would up sales taxes to as high as 26 cents, a rate he said would be unpalatable to Texans. And for years, officials at the highest level of Dallas city government knew crime was a problem at Roseland, a public housing complex in Old East Dallas. In 2018, the city entered into a special agreement with Dallas Housing Authority to keep crime in check. That arrangement was different from what was at the time a new aggressive plan to protect the public at high-crime private properties. Police reports show that since the agreement was signed, at least 7 people have been killed at Roseland, including a 9-year-old girl. 20 others were wounded by gunfire. A Dallas Morning News investigation shows that over the following 7 years, the agreement was never fully followed, and the violent crime at Roseland persisted. The news found numerous ways in which DHA and the city fell short in addressing crime and protecting residents, including failures to follow their own agreement. See the full investigation at dallasnews.com. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.